Stop right now. If you've ever opened a massive code base and felt that wave of panic, lines of tangled, undocumented logic staring back at you, you're not alone. Every developer knows the soul-crushing fear of trying to understand legacy code. Hours disappear, tracing data flow, hunting for dependencies, hoping you won't break something critical. You're paid to ship features, not to become an accidental archaeologist. That's architectural debt, the silent killer of developer productivity. The truth is, the traditional workflow is broken. Sure, understanding architecture matters, but manually mapping an unfamiliar system? It can take forever. It's time to retire that approach. Because what if an AI could do it for you? Not just autocomplete your code, but map the architecture itself, laying out the blueprint in minutes. Welcome to Cursor AI's Plan Mode, a revolutionary way to understand any code base. This is not your usual AI assistant. In Plan Mode, Cursor transforms into an architectural engineer. It doesn't just look at your file, it studies your entire project, every function, every dependency, every buried pattern. Here's how it works. First, it researches your repository, analyzing structure, context, and relationships. Then it builds a plan, a high-level strategy for how your new feature fits into the system. Think of it as an AI-powered blueprint generator. You give it a challenge, say, implement secure, token-based user authentication using JWT, and it doesn't just suggest code. It produces a plan, the files to modify, the functions to update, and even which tests need to change. It's like onboarding an expert architect who instantly understands your entire project. When you hit Generate Plan, Cursor AI begins analyzing your code base. It scans thousands of lines, maps dependencies, and synthesizes an intelligent plan that reflects the actual system, not a guess. And within moments, you're looking at a markdown file so clean, so structured, it feels like reading documentation from the future. File paths, function names, test updates, all laid out in perfect clarity. For the first time, you can see your system's architecture instead of wandering through it. You're no longer guessing, you're guiding. Zoom into the data flow section, and you'll see exactly where your new user object will be instantiated, how the token will pass through each layer, and where the database interfaces connect. You've skipped days of confusion and moved straight into confident, precise execution. And it doesn't stop there. Cursor even highlights where you need to update your unit tests, meaning it's proactively helping you prevent regressions before you write a single line. This kind of architectural clarity changes everything. You move faster. Your pull requests get approved quicker. Your bugs shrink because your understanding grows. But here's the part that separates good developers from great ones. AI isn't perfect, and it shouldn't replace your judgment. Think of it as a junior architect, brilliant, fast, but sometimes overconfident. That's why your role becomes even more powerful, not to do the grunt work, but to validate, refine, and lead. You ask the right questions. You test its assumptions. You make the AI prove its plan using real code references. For example, confirm the database transaction flow for a rollback scenario. And it responds, referencing real lines of code, correcting itself when necessary. That's the future of development, AI collaboration, not automation. Once the plan is refined, you're left with something priceless. A blueprint you can trust. A map that turns chaos into clarity. And a confidence that you're building on solid ground. You're no longer a code chaser, you're a system architect. With this approach, developers are seeing 40% faster review cycles and dramatically fewer bugs. Because the architecture was validated before the code was written. And remember, this is just one feature. Cursor AI, CodeRabbit, and Codo are reshaping the landscape of software creation. Developers who learn these tools early will lead the next wave of tech innovation. If this saved you hours of work or sparked a new way of thinking, hit like and subscribe. I share tools that actually make developers money, not just hype. And for those who want to go deeper, I've built something special, a free guide called The 5 Principles of AI-Assisted Architectural Fluency. It's packed with strategies to master AI collaboration for real-world projects. And if you're serious about going pro, about building, not just learning, check out my DevLaunch mentorship program. It's where developers turn blueprints into real products, jobs, and opportunities. The links to the Plan Mode tool, the free guide, and DevLaunch are all below. Go master that code base. I'll see you in the next video.